He was a man, they say he was simple. He took less than a day had time. You could see in his eyes just what he lived for. Hey, Trapper Dan here. It's April 9th and trapping season is past. And actually I'm here with Andy. He's one of the property owners that lets me trap beaver. And actually you do a little trapping here too, right?
Yes.
Andy?
Yes.
And how long have you owned this property?
Well, I've done this house 30 years.
About 30 years.
91.
How have you seen it change over the years? Maybe from the beavers?
The beavers have done a lot of change.
Yeah.
When I moved in, there weren't any beavers.
There weren't any at all. And then this is the
So somewhere up the line, they've been coming down and migrating into the property and make a mess of it.
yeah, backing it up quite a bit.
Yeah, well, if you look in, you'll see a lot of the dead trees, and that's because of the beavers.
Yeah, and was this like a forest before, or some of it
Yeah.
like meadow?
It was all forest.
Yeah.
And now it just, they made a mess of things. No matter how much I go in and trap, I can't keep up with them.
Yeah, and you do you hunt in here too, right?
Yeah, we hunt, yeah.
Deer hunting, not
Deer.
not small game or anything else,
No.
or turkeys, just deer.
No, just deer.
And I suppose you and I are both guilty of training your beavers in here what traps are. Because I had one this year that went over. I didn't get this on camera, but I think it went over my trap with its belly and set it off, because obviously I found the trap set off in a very distinct swim through. And I was like, okay, now I just taught that beaver exactly what a trap is. But I did end up getting him with what I call a coyote set. I hid the trap.
Yeah, I had them on my cameras too. I sat there in the dam one night watching them, and he went over three of my leg holes.
Went right over him. Yeah.
He set them all off.
Oh, really? And never got caught.
Go.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
So
I couldn't amaze it. He knew they were there. He knew what to do.
yeah, exactly.
Yep.
After that, it's not that the beaver are so smart in the beginning. It's just like a coyote is nervous, and they're always cautious around things that are different. But the beaver, there's unfortunately there's garbage out in the river, and so when they see something like a trap, they don't think anything of it until it snaps off or something. then they identify it as, oh yeah, whether it's a conibear or a foothold, they're gonna stay away from it.
Yep, pretty hard to get him after that.
Yeah. So Andy and I he's gonna help me out. We're gonna throw some waders on and pull my traps out because the season's over, and check out the property in there, see what's changed from the last time you were in there. When's the last time you were in there?
Last fall.
Last fall. Yeah. Yeah, I see now this is fresh.
Yep.
That's fresh. So Andy and I are down near the beaver lodge now, and yeah, how much bigger is this than it was last year?
Oh, crazy. Probably 2-3 feet
Yeah, 2 or 3 feet.
taller now.
Andy comes in here and kind of controls the dam sometimes, right?
Yep. Yep. You got to keep an eye on things, otherwise it floods the whole area.
How many years have they been in here?
Oh, God, 20 years now.
20 years. Oh, yeah. So they're established. Well, there's other families, even on John's property.
Yeah.
There's the families there, and then I guess the 2-year-olds, they get kicked out, and then they're going to come down the stream, and they're just going to find another mate, and that's how they spread out. So we got all my traps. Andy's got my 220 here. We caught a real nice stick in that one. No, that's just from tripping it off. So we're gonna load everything up and get it out of here. Good morning, Trapper Dan here, out on the groundhog line. Yeah, oh my gosh, these guys are like an infestation. They just move in, and as soon as you trap them, another family moves in. We'll see how this goes, but yeah, very interesting. These groundhogs are they're hibernators, right? So I think they avoid a lot of predators in the winter because they're sleeping underground. and they are just prolific. They're everywhere, and I might even start shooting some. Well, the Comstock cage trap strikes again. This time I just put some lettuce in there. These guys are really not afraid of going in. And this hole is right there. Yeah, I'm going to dispatch this groundhog now. You know what? If things get real bad, I wonder if groundhogs are good to eat. They do eat plants, you know. Beavers eat bark. And there's an awful lot of them, and they're easy to get. So, might be a food source. It's a double day this morning on the woodchucks groundhogs. I'll show you a little bit about this Comstock trap. It has doors on both ends, and you can either put the door on the top or the bottom. I know that when guys use this for beaver traps, they'll flip it around so the door's on the bottom. Just have to make sure it's not caught in any muck or anything. But anyways, there's a trigger in the middle. You see those wires there? Those wires, when the animal pushes through those, it makes this little holder of this bar, which holds the doors up, slide over, and then there's a little dog right here which is going to slip off, and this door is going to go down. So actually I'll just trigger this off for you. So I just have it set what's left over of my breakfast in the other end there, and they have to walk through to get that, and they'll trip it. So I can just trip it here. Let me get a stick. He's going to push that wire, and then that's going to make that go, and the door closes on him. And you can box this in right over a hole so they come right up into it. Or if you need a travel way, you can do both ends. I have my trap tag on it because I did put it in some areas where I was trapping raccoons. Geez, guys, this is not the same groundhog. I am like just infested with groundhogs. It's like I catch one every day here. I'm just gonna keep putting the trap out. You know, when you can get like $1 or $2 for possum, it's amazing that, you know, the fur isn't harvested on groundhogs. Seems like they have nicer fur than possum, but there's probably not much underwool or anything because they're out in the summertime. I don't know. Maybe it's just dark and ugly. Not sure. Just as a side note, this is my chicken tractor, and I had butchered my chickens of 4 years to use on the trap line this last winter, and these are my new chicks. Generally, they're very quiet little ladies. You come down and they just look at you, and yeah, I'm gonna just freshen up their water, and they're eating their food pretty good, so everybody's good. This time I got Silver Wyandottes, which are really winter hardy chickens. I think indigenous people raised this variety of chicken up somewhere in the northern states in the Midwest. Anyways, they're really beautiful when they get full feathered. These girls lived in my garage for just about 10 weeks, And now they're out here in the chicken tractor. I have another run that attaches to this over there. And yeah, this was my COVID project. I built this during COVID because I needed to use up my energy. Anyways, that's actually my most popular YouTube video. I don't pay attention to it much anymore. Got, as usual with YouTube videos, you get those haters or whatever, people who, you know, criticize you and make comments, and they said like this chicken tractor wasn't gonna last a year, and this chicken tractor was stupid expensive, and this chicken tractor was gonna get broken into by predators. Yeah, none of that. This has been pretty awesome. I had one time when raccoons got in, but that was my fault. I left the electric fence off and I left the door open. It was just stupid. I just had a bad moment, and they came that night. A few chickens had gotten closed into the coop, so they were fine, but the ones that were out in the run, they got eaten. Other than that, whenever I make sure that the fence is on, this is a solar electric fence right here, super easy to put up, and yeah, my chickens have been fine. By the way, the idea of the chicken tractor is it moves around the yard, so the chickens mow the lawn at the same time that they're giving you eggs. I'll show you a little bit of the inside. Always make sure you turn off the fence before you mess with your chicken tractor. Yeah, so I just have these little hooks here, and then you can just pull this down. And since I have a restaurant, I use pickle buckets for nesting boxes. And there's the girls. Right now they have a water in here and a hanging feeder. I usually move that water and food out into the run out here for the summer, but I'm going away for a few days and I need to make sure these chickens don't go out in the run, because this is an automatic door. And the problem with that is they don't quite know yet that they have to get in at night, so I've been putting them away at night. They all seem to want to sit right there on the ramp. Anyways, they roost on these when they get bigger at night. Right now they're roosting on the lower branches. And I used to have egg boxes all around on both sides, but you really don't need that because they all try to lay in one anyways. So there's 8 hens in here, and 2 nesting boxes is fine. One of the criticisms I got was that the nesting boxes need to be lower, but that is false. They have no problem using these. I never had eggs laid anywhere else. This is all PVC, and I actually have a camera in here so I can watch these guys. It's on a solar powered thing over there, and yeah, I can check in on them from anywhere. It's totally fun, and I can't wait to see these Wyandottes grow up. One of the nice things about the Wyandotte variety is they don't have a big floppy comb. It's I think it's called a rose comb, so it's really resilient in cold weather. You know, I had some buffs, and I had some starlinks and buff Orpingtons, and yeah, they have bigger combs, and in those really cold nights I had to put Vaseline on them so they wouldn't get frostbite. But these chickens I don't even have to worry about. They're going to be totally fine in the cold weather. You can see I have like automatic chicken door there, and I can open up ventilation in the front and on the how do I move my hand? Yeah, on the side if I need to in the summertime. You know, I have to replace the tarp once a year. They get nice shade. They love to come out, and yeah, they definitely mow the lawn. They mow the lawn. And the other thing about this chicken tractor is I have these cables here. This is my pull stick, and the cables do not pull on the run, but they're attached all the way to the coop, and it's pretty heavy. I originally had a waterer hanging from here, which was part of the design that I copied, but that made it way too heavy, so I just took that off. I can move it on flat ground pretty easy, and downhill very easy, but when I'm going uphill like it is right here, it's a little bit hard for me. And this year I started just moving it with my quad. So yeah, all the haters on the design, okay, you win on this, is mainly a 2-person move. But with the quad, it's easy. Can do it by myself. But with the 2-person move, what I do is we just put a hand truck under the back here, and then with those wheels in the hand truck, it's real easy to move. When I do it with 1 person, this is kind of just barely off the ground in the back, and sometimes it drags just a little bit. But yeah, we'll be getting eggs in October or something like that. Hey girls, you like your new home? Yeah, here's the run that attaches to the other run on the chicken tractor. Makes it real easy because this one's super easy to detach. I just have some carabiners that attach it right to the other run, and it just gives them a little bit more space. If I probably could have up to a dozen chickens in here with the both runs on. I have 8, which I find is a nice number, and having a little more room keeps them from pecking at each other too much. They have a little roost up in here, and I have another camera on the run, which points right back at the door of the coop, and so I can see the chickens on the inside and the outside, and this is Wi-Fi right to my house. So yeah, pretty cool. Just another hobby. Well, if you're still here with me, I can't believe it, because this is called Trapline Talk, and we've been talking about chicken tractors and groundhog trapping. But here's a note how the chicken tractor and chickens in general do relate to trapping prep, right? Like I said, I used my chickens, which had slowed down with their egg production, for originally the feathers. So when they molted, I went on the lawn and I collected all the feathers for my bobcat sets. But then when I ended up butchering the chickens, I used them in my cubbies for bait, and I didn't know this, I didn't plan on this, I just thought it was going to be a really good bobcat set. They ended up being really, really effective for trapping fox. And my theory was that maybe these fox, are used to eating chickens from people's coops or whatever. But when I used those in the cubbies, they attracted the red fox. And so with that in mind, you could raise broilers. Just use a chicken tractor to raise broilers. So those are meat hens. They grow really fast. And then just plan to butcher them and use them for your trapping bait. I don't know. Probably guys do that. But my hens are egg layers, so I'm going to keep these ones growing. But anyways, that's just a little note about how maybe raising chickens could be part of your trapping prep. I do promise you, I have a few people to talk to about trapping in the off season and trap line prep. And I have this idea of a way that we can save the heritage of fur trapping, which we all know is kind of in danger of being lost. There's some states already that have made trapping illegal. I think California, maybe New Mexico. I know there's a lot of laws in some states like Colorado where you just can't trap like you can in other states. So many difficult laws, and there's so many people that are sort of anti-trapping that don't really understand it. So we are sustainable, natural, organic, renewable resource. This is what we're doing. But how do we get through to save trapping? How do we get through to the public? How do we sort of reverse engineer what people understand and know about trapping? And I have a couple ideas. Not that people haven't had these ideas before, but we do need to talk about them, and we do need to figure out the future of fur trapping. So here's some points. Number 1, join at least one or more trapping associations. Your local association, your state association, or a national association. Working together, we work better. Number 2, share trapping ethics with your family or friends. Maybe they want to trap, maybe they don't want to trap, but when you share how trapping can be ethically done and that it is a sustainable, natural, and organic renewable resource, then they'll be in support of trapping for you. Number 3, support anyone who wants to start trapping, but especially the youth. Number 4, respect landowners and reward them for allowing trapping to happen on their property. Number 5, buy fur garments if you can. Now we'll talk about that in a future Trapline Talk, because I know it's not easy to go out to any store and just buy a garment with fur, but I'll give you some ideas. Number 6 is going to be for the next trapline talk, so you have to wait on that one. But it's an idea I have, not that someone else hasn't had this idea before, but I haven't really seen anyone talking about this. So I have a little idea that I think could be a big idea, which could help the future of trapping. We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching, everybody. And remember, trap or snore, sustainable, natural, organic, and renewable resource.